I'm Councilmember Weezar. We've been joined by Councilmember Marquise Harris Dawson and Councilmember Kern Price. This is a special meeting for the Planning and Land Use Management Committee. I'd like to call this meeting to order. First item of business is a multiple item, agenda item comment period. Our first speaker is Mickey Jackson.
Good morning. I'm Mickey Jackson with the Healthy Housing Foundation, a project of AHF. I want to incorporate all objections raised to this project by any person or entity in the administrative phase, including letters and to the draft EIR. This is the Fig and Pico project. The first thing I want to object to is that it has come to our attention that the City Council is holding pre-meetings before certain meetings, and there were pre-meetings held before this meeting. That's in violation of the Brown Act. Substantive deliberation was done there according to a letter from the city, and we object to those types of meetings. We want you to cure and correct. They're violating the Brown Act. We object to the development agreement between the developer and the city. It incorporates a number of issues. The general plan amendment we object to, the zone change, the height district change, the public subsidy the city is providing to this developer, the sale of public land to the developer to private property to build luxury hotels. We passed Prop HHH. We were told city land would be used for that. This is city land. It should be used for that. HHH is not being built, but luxury hotels are being built. We especially object to the sign district change. We think it has harm. We think it is a problem. We think it is not large enough to qualify for its own sign district. We object to the City Council resolution shortening the time from 24 to 10 days for the public hearing notice period for the development agreement. The resolution is improper and harms public participation. There's not a sufficient public benefit. We also we object very much to this sign ordinance. Lucy Ibarra objected to it.
Your time is up. Thank you.
How much time did I get for 2 items in public?
You got 2 minutes. Thank you.
See, everyone thought I should get 3, but I knew I'd get 2. Gosh, you guys are jealous with your minutes unless you're talking.
Wayne?
So today, the big day is here. The black community will be out of the area known formerly as Pico and Figueroa. Yes, there were pre-meetings, but that's the way we roll. Development, public subsidies, we do. Public land we give away to the wealthy because the poor is poor. Sign district. I'm objecting to one thing, I'm against one thing. There are not enough signs. We need more signs for the developer because his rate of return, according to what my research says, is that he needs a larger sign district than the one you're given. And that was the deal we made behind closed doors between me and the Reverend and the other folks at the bank. So I would ask you to specially amend this item now, before we get to the 10 o'clock meeting, because when we get to the 10 o'clock meeting, niggas gonna try to talk about this item, and I wanna close the public comment so nothing happens except one thing: we ram this project through forthwith, immediately, and break ground by August the 5th, 2018. Because that's what we do here at City Hall. We are not here to hear from the public. We are not here to stop development. We are here to build. Build more for the wealthy. They are the ones that pay taxes. They are the ones that fund this place because we need the money to pay our pensions to our police. We need the money for the fire department pensions. We are going broke. And that's why we need this project.
Thank you very much.
So
Time
let's
is
ram
up.
it through, baby.
Thank you.
Let's ram it through.
Jim Pugh.
Good morning, council members. My name is Jim Pugh from Shepherd Mullen, representing the applicant today regarding the Figueroa and Pico Conference Center Hotels project. Before you today are two items. One is the sign district, one is the development agreement. As you recall, your committee previously approved both of those documents in a prior hearing that also had opportunity for public comment and directed the city attorney to prepare a final ordinance for the final read and final act today. Those are the items that are before you. The city departments involved thus far have worked very hard to implement the committee's instructions to bring these final ordinance to fruition, and we thank all of the city departments for that effort. Thus, we respectfully request that you approve the sign district and the development agreement as to form and legality in its current form as before you today, and advance it to the city council, and we request that that city council vote be forthwith to conclude the administrative process today. And I'll also note for the record that the prior comments on the record this morning have been responded to in writing on the record by a letter submitted by Shepherd Mullen previous to this hearing. Thank you.
Thank you. Staff have anything to add to this, to these two items?
Good morning. My name is Malena Sasajian with the Department of City Planning. As mentioned by the applicant, this is for the Development Agreement and Sign District Ordinance for today, and on May 15th, the Plum Committee approved a number of revisions to the Development Agreement and Sign District. These revisions were then reviewed by the City Attorney as to form and legality, resulting in a number of provisions to be cleaned up to be consistent with the city standards for the development agreements with our municipal code are in the scope of the environmental analysis. As a result of the Plum changes and the City Attorney review, the final ordinance contains the following main changes from the City Planning Commission version. The development modified the public benefits package. The sign district modified the boundaries to be consistent with the staff recommendation to the City Planning Commission. On Flowers Street, the super graphic was changed to a digital display. The refresh rates and hours operation for the digital displays were modified to be consistent with those of the adjacent properties in the Laced zone, resulting in full animation and no restriction on hours for the signs on Figueroa and Pico, and an 8-second refresh rate and limited hours of operation from dawn to midnight in Flowers Street. Also modified the illumination standards and sign reduction program. In addition, the Coalition to Preserve LA submitted a letter to the file on June 18th, 2018, expressing concerns about the project. A majority of the issues raised in the letter are outside the scope of the development agreement and the sign district ordinance and relate to the hotel incentive agreement, sale of city property, general plan amendment, and zone change, which were all already approved by the council. So regarding the two items under consideration today, the coalition objects to the 10-year term of the development agreement and makes arguments that the sign district results in aesthetic, air quality, and greenhouse gas impacts. However, those were all covered and analyzed in the EIR. Therefore, staff does not have recommend any additional changes to the ordinances presented today. We're also here available for questions.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions? Okay. So what's before us are item 1 and 2. Would you like to read them into the record?
Sure. Item 1, Councilman, this is a city attorney prepare ordinance relative to the proposed Fig and Pico sign district for the hotel project. And item 2 is the development agreement between the city and Lightstone DTLA.
Yes, sir. Mr. Price?
An exciting project as we see the growth and development down Figueroa. Although it's not in the ninth, it certainly is close enough to go claim it as well. But we just appreciate the development that's occurring in an exciting way. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Thank you, and this certainly has come a long way. We've been working on this for some time now. want to thank everyone who brought us to this point. I think it's going to add to the economic vitality of the area and help us reach our 8,000 key, hotel key goal. And thank everyone who's been involved in this. I know it's been a lot of work. We really appreciate it. So without objection, we will move items 1 and 2. Yes, sir.
So on item 1, Councilman, if you could approve the city attorney ordinance for the sign district, and on item 2, the development agreement and the ordinance prepared by city attorney as well, and the environmental clearances.
Also, Terry Kaufman, Macias, City Attorney's Office. On your second item, under the sign district, adopt the findings of the Plum Committee, you need to add that the findings are as modified June 28th, 2018, and they're on the council file.
Okay, we'll incorporate that into the motion on item 2. Anything else to add on the motion?
Actually, those findings were June 29th. Friday, the 29th.
Well, what day is it?
We said the 28th.
Oh, 29th, sorry.
Okay.
And the sign district is item 1, and the DA is item 2, just to
Okay.
be clear.
And we're taking both of them up together, 1 and 2 at this time. So I'll move to approve both items 1 and 2. Any discussion, any further discussion? No objections to moving them forward? So ordered. Thank you. Any other items on the agenda?
No, Council.
Okay, thank you. That concludes this meeting. Thank you.
I think you might have general public comment. Okay, thank you.